Imagine a world with a global computational grid, more powerful than a supercomputer. Imagine a world where anyone can profit by joining a massive processing and storage platform. Imagine a world where data is fully secure and data breaches are no longer a threat. Imagine a world where artificial intelligence becomes accessible to all and produces powerful insights. Imagine Iagon.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in our pre-ICO store. We're really happy to see you here. My name is Kirill Lutsenko. Today we have a second round of conversation and we are keep tracking the current situation, the current stage of interesting project named Iagon, decentralized cloud service optimized by artificial intelligence. And today, again, my guest is Navjit Dhaliwal as the CEO of Iagon. Navjit, good morning.
Nice to meet you, everyone, and thank you for having me again.
That's really, really great to see you here. So we have 3 bullet points today, like big bullet points. And of course, the first of all, I want to say congratulations with your soft cap. And this is the first bullet point we want to discuss. You guys reach your soft cap and it's just amazing. Also, the second bullet point we want to discuss, it's your MVP. So you already work on it right now. And the third, it's a prototype, and we right now actually present the previous version of your prototype, and it's super exciting for me actually because we will the first people who will see the this prototype of Iagon. So let's start with the soft cap. Tell us, how do you get it?
Yeah, so we had as you know, the market's been very bare, so it's going to be it's been difficult for ICOs to be collecting funds, and it's a difficult time. So, but private investors are still kind of very enthusiastic about the technology, and they're very keen about it. So most of the funding has been coming from the private side at this moment. But that's how we reached our soft cap, through a private investor group from Asia. They choose to say anonymous for now, but they've funded well over a good amount of Ether, and it put us well over the soft cap. So we're now at around 6,300 Ether raised, and we're not going to sit on the laurels. So we're still going to be collecting a lot of funds from the ICO, and just to assure the community that we're kind of right now planning on how to go about planning. We have already planned it ahead of time, but again, we're just recapping how we can spend the funds and which priorities we need to take into account to spend the funds, make sure that we don't overspend right away. And we want to make sure that we're very stringent on what we're spending on and making sure that everything that we're spending on is actually needed for the project. And we're going to be spending most of it on, let's say, the staff members, the new staff members that are going to be coming in, especially mathematicians and cryptologists that are going to be coming in to help us out with the consensus and everything about the Iagon, specifically the miner app as well. And mostly just to continue what we're doing right now. We're doing a lot of work behind the scenes, and we're going to be releasing updates for you guys with the MVP every 2 weeks. Each you guys are going to get into.
All right. So you already say that, and right now you're working on your miner app. And if we are right now going not on your site, but in this special link that you give it to me and scroll down a little bit, we will actually see the prototype. Could you explain us and could you tell us more about your miner app prototype?
Yeah, so right now what you see is just the wireframe. If the viewers are able to see basically what the miner app is and dashboard is, basically you can allocate a specific amount of space or a specific amount of processing power to the network. So it's going to be very easy. So you're going to have a drag option where you're just going to be dragging the scroller back and forth to allocate a specific amount of space. You can also see, let's say, your profit, your earnings over time. So compared to your electrical cost over time, so you can see how it varies and the profit that you have gained over certain, let's say, daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly. And also towards the right-hand side, there will be your cloud score. So the cloud score we're going to be mentioning, so there's going to be different kinds of cloud names according to how high they are in the atmosphere. So the higher the cloud, the better score you will have, of course, and the various kind of variables that we have put into for the score, like uptime, performance, trustability, and cost benefit. So these kind of variables that we take into account from the miner, and then you get a specific score for that. And the higher your score, the more you're able to earn through your allocation, through your resource allocation. And
I see.
that's the dashboard for the miner.
And I see it's a bunch of different, I would say, links here. It's like a dashboard, it's computer resources, it's finances in the left, settings and support, of course. And my question is, this page right now is, of course, you presented first time, but do you plan to public it and everybody wild can see it? Or
yeah, so it's just a wireframe. So we're going to be publishing that as well. So just to show the community what we're working on behind the scenes on the Miner app and how we're designing it. Well, it's not specifically the design, it's just the wireframe at this moment. So design might look a little bit different. So if you scroll down to like computer resources, if you can click on computer resources, and then you can see that it basically tells you your miner's computer resources. So what the storage amount is, how much space is, how much has been used, your allocation history, your uptime monitor, your CPU information, your latency, so your performance, and kind of the file informations that are, let's say, the shards that are on your files, where they're located, and the timestamp and the size of each shard as its information for the miner. And also, of course, is under finances. So under finances, you'll see amount of profit, total like a cost, which you're going to flip to USD, not in Iagon, electrical costs, and also contracts that you have signed over a period of time, earnings and earnings for storage, earning for processing, and projections, a projection daily profit rate, projections of daily, monthly profits, and yearly, so on, and of course your transaction history. And on the marketplace, you'll have an opportunity to add an offer, so you can actually click on the add offer right now in and you can set your rate and your kind of it'll tell you can do it manually or you can do it automatic. Automatic is based on your cloud score. Manual is set by you yourself, and you can set a rate. We're going to make it adjust this a little bit to show how much each, for example, terabyte is going to cost, how much each gigahertz is going to cost for processing side, and also it's going to have a summary of all your contracts under the marketplace tab. Under settings, so you have four main settings. So you have the general settings, of course, your profile picture, name, which is not needed, but the country is needed. The country is needed just because we need to calculate the electricity cost. So it'll just we need the country, so that's starred. Address is not needed. Full name is not needed as well. It's just to have there if you want to implement that as well. Security, so you can change your password. You have a two-step verification, your connected apps, so you can authorize different apps that are connected to this specific miner. Connected devices, so certain devices that you want to add to your trusted list, and certain trusted locations. And also we're going to have at the bottom your timestamp, your login information, your login history. So that's your security. Of course, under email, you can add trusted emails, and you can send your earning reports, your monthly earning report to your email. So if you're a business and you're allocating a certain amount of space, you can send a report, like an income report, basically. You can have that sent to your accountant for further tax purposes. And of course, the theme. We're working on different types of themes, and just to make it, let's say, Miner can adjust it according to his likes and dislikes. And then you have the last topic, which is the support, so troubleshooting. So you'll be able to search various troubleshooting tips with the search engine, and also submit a ticket to the support team. So that's a brief wireframe. That's from the Miner side, and right now we're working on the dashboard for the client, which is the user, and that's also going to be in the same software. So this app is going to turn into a Miner client app. So the client can also, eventually what we're going to have is this available on the website as well, so that you don't have to download the app. But initially we're going to have the app to download. So you can also connect your, let's say, telephone to this app. So you can adjust your settings on the go if you want to. There's one thing missing from this is the calendar. So you can also set your kind of a calendar in terms of how you want to allocate space per day, per week, or per month. If you want to, for example, Pacific days, you want to turn it off, or Pacific times you want to turn it off, you can schedule it up. So that's going to be also implemented, and a calendar, and also a calculator. Calculator is going to tell you, like an automatic, how much you will be earning according to your country, and it's going to easy way before you even set up a contract to know how much you can make in a projection before you even try to allocate space. So that's what we're working on at this moment.
Right, that's pretty impressive. Seems really good. I wish you good luck with that also. And just because right now it's the question number one, everybody have this question: how the regulations part in the current situation? What about the regulations on your end in the country when you are located? So tell us more about that.
Yeah, so in Norway, the rules are very actually relaxed in terms of blockchain in general and cryptocurrency in general at this moment. So Norway is fairly new, so there's no regulations at this moment. Of course, every country is going through this process where they're slowly kind of adding regulations. And I think that's a good thing for the space, because there are a lot of, let's say, quote unquote, scams out there, and a lot of people are ruining the reputation of let's say, legitimate blockchain projects, and that are actually working hard, and the other, let's say, scams are making it even tougher for innovation to occur, right? But at the same time, some regulations are not, let's say, the best. Let's say it's not implemented the best way. I'm not going to name it, but I'm just going to say, like, okay, it's different regulations that are slowing innovation down. And I don't think that there are certain regulations that need to be put into place for the benefit of the community, the investors, and also the project themselves. But certain regulations are not needed, which is slowing or tampering with innovation. I think that's also needs to be said. But in terms of us, Norway is very well, let's say, it's very open and at this moment. But of course, there are going to be regulations. That's why we're walking a fine line. So we're taking the most strictest rules into consideration. So countries that have the strictest regulations, we're taking that into consideration, because we want to be a worldwide solution. We don't want to be just a Norwegian or European solution. We want to be applicable for countries worldwide, and we don't want to limit that, right? Limit our customer base. And that's why we're working with EY as our legal counsel, and they're advising us on certain things, including GDPR, which is very, let's say, kind of the main issue at hand for our project. Really, it's not really an issue, actually. It's we don't fall under the category, but we have to make sure that we go through the steps to make sure that we have done it, and we can show that show the authorities we have done the steps, and we have gone through all the steps to make sure that we are following the regulations and the rules.
All right, that's that's all that I want to know about it. Also, probably the last one question that we can discuss right now. It's just from this point, from this current situation that we have right now, what's your goals? I would say for next couple of months, or maybe like, I would say next couple of months.
Okay, yeah. Well, first, like short term, we're going to be releasing updates for the MVP. So MVP, we're going to be an updated version. We're going to be releasing, I think, today. If I'm not wrong, I think that's what my development team told me, that it should be ready. But we're going to be releasing today, the update, and then if not today, then Monday the latest. And what we're going to be doing is releasing updates for the MVP every 2 months. So today the update's going to come out for we're going to be adding the decentralized cloud service marketplace to our MVP, and that's going to be available to download and check out. And we're going to be releasing updates and fixes for these MVPs every 2 weeks. So we're going to be doing a little bit more often now, focusing mainly on the app and what we're trying to do. What the goal is to accomplish that before the ICO ends at the end of September. So we're going to be making sure that the miner app is fully functional, not fully functional, but mostly functional, let's say. In terms of decentralized storage and possibly decentralized processing by the end of token sale. So that's our goal, to have it kind of implemented. The machine learning aspect of it will be kind of implemented a bit after. So probably in October or November, we're going to be starting to implement the machine learning, which is going to be learning the variables of the miners. Yeah, so that's the short-term goal. Of course, the long-term, I can also tell you that in terms of the long-term goal is in Q1 2019, we want to have a fully functional product. So in terms of everything functional, storage, computing, and also machine learning fully functional, we want to have that ready in Q1 2019. Late 2000, Q1 19, we're going to have available, let's say, mining for smartphones. So you can mine actually from your phone, directly from your phone, loan out processing power and storage from your phone. So that's going to be end of 2019. And that's the long-term goal. And further than that, we hope to be like the leading in the space in terms of, if not by the end of 2019, hopefully before that or a little bit after that, be the leading decentralized cloud service platform in the blockchain industry. So when it does go mainstream, that we are on the lead for that, and we have a head step on the competitors.
Yeah. That's amazing. That's amazing. And also we have a lot of topics to discuss, and I think we can just do the next time. And I'm pretty sure we can deeply learn about product. And if we go in your website, of course, we can see your team, big team, and meet with your team and talking about it more deeply. But I would leave it for next time, for next sessions. So, of course, when you reach your current goals, and it will be one more interesting topic to discuss also. So that was really interesting to know. That was really interesting to talk to you. Thank you very much to visit us today. My guest was Navjit Talival, the CEO at Iagon, decentralized cloud service optimized by artificial intelligence. My name is Kirill Lutsenko, and you're very welcome in our pre-ICO store. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, and thanks everyone.
Imagine a world with a global computational grid, more powerful than a supercomputer. Imagine a world where anyone can profit by joining a massive processing and storage platform. Imagine a world where data is fully secure and data breaches are no longer a threat. Imagine a world where artificial intelligence becomes accessible to all and produces powerful insights. Imagine Iagon.